What's going on, YouTube? It's Toxin here. We're talking about limited run games again because they got themselves in trouble once again. As you know, limited run games is no stranger to controversy. I was checking through Reddit and I did find a little issue here with limited run games. Now, it looks like they had an issue with some of their NES cartridges. And I found this post where it says, "We recently been made aware of reports circulating speaking of a potential issue with when using select NES games which limited run games have previously retailed on our website." The reason they're making this post is because they basically had a couple games that have the wrong voltage on them, and I unfortunately have one of those games. That is the Rugrats Adventures in Gameland, and there was another game. Now, these cartridges, NES cartridges, they run at specific voltages. They're supposed to be 3 and 5 volts. Some cartridges for some systems use 5 volts. Some systems use 3 volts. If you use the wrong voltage on your games, you could potentially destroy your console. And that's not good. So what it looks like what happened was Limited Run Games had switched their partners. They used a third-party company to produce these cartridges, and it looks like the company that they had switched over to was putting the improper voltage on these cartridges, which means that they can damage your NES hardware completely. Now, this reminds me of an issue they had not long ago. You may have remembered that Limited Run Games had an issue with the collector's edition of D, where instead of printing the game on a disc, they had basically burned them on a CDR, which caused a lot of controversy. Now, one thing Limited Run Games is good at is doing right and correcting the issue. So what it looks like they're going to be doing, from what I understand, is they're going to be remanufacturing these cartridges. Look at here, it says these titles are no longer available for purchase. However, we are currently in the process of fulfilling back orders for both Rugrats Adventures in Gameland and P.O. Pow. Starting immediately, we will not be sending out any unfulfilled orders for either of these titles to customers who have previously pre-ordered. Instead, we are remanufacturing titles ourselves via our trusted manufacturing partners for Rugrats and P.O. Pow. Those who pre-order the collector's editions will be contacted in advance and will be offered a choice of receiving their order with the NES cart removed, which will then follow up upon remanufacture, or should they wish to maintain the manufacturer seal, we can instead wait until the cartridge is remanufactured, including the collector's edition, before shipping. Sadly, this will result in a delay while we remanufacture cartridges for titles, and this we humbly apologize. Now, unfortunately for me, I picked this up at retail, so I was not able to. I don't have a receipt for this. I don't have a pre-order number. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep this sealed. As you can see here, I never unsealed this. I actually backed up the ROM and I played the ROM on my channel. If you check out my channel, you'll see my gameplay of that. I got a backup copy. What I usually like to do with my cartridges is I back them up with devices such as the Retrode and various adapters. I back them up to my PC and I play them via emulator. Also, I use clone consoles. I don't use the NES. I use consoles such as the Analog Pocket, which I cover a lot on my channel for real hardware. And I also use the Mega SG, as well as the Turbo Everdrive, or the, I use the Analog Duo for my TurboGrafx 16 and consoles like that. So I try not to use my real hardware for modern reprints, but they do work. I do have a real SNES. I do have real hardware. I just avoid using them with newer stuff because the hardware is aging, and though you can refurbish them, I try to not damage them any more than what they are. I think these consoles are perfect. You know, you hook them up HDMI, they work better with newer cartridge prints. But that is a problem that we've had with these modern cartridges. You have the improper voltage. You can damage your console. If they have beveled edges, that's another thing that can damage your console. So again, limited run in the news again for something negative. It is what it is. I mean, what are we gonna do with limited run, right? So that's an unfortunate story. Anyway, if you like the channel, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe, become a channel member. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.